Most men have a simple rule about pain. It's either push through, work through it, or ignore it completely. And most of the time, that works. But here's what most men were never taught: pain isn't random. It's actually pain is information. Your body uses pain the same way a truck uses warning lights. Not every warning light means to pull over and call a tow truck, but some absolutely do. And the problem is, most men misread at least one of them. Today, we're going to break down what different kinds of pain actually mean and how knowing the difference protects you. But before we delve into today's topic, let me discuss a topic that was sent to us this week by George from Australia. He said, "Why do I sometimes feel a sudden jolt, almost like I'm falling right as I'm about to fall asleep?" Hmm, George, that's a great question and a lot more common than people think. What you're describing is something called a hypnotic jerk, a sudden muscular contraction that happens right as your body is transitioning into sleep. Your brain is essentially powering things down. Your heart rate's slowing, your breathing starts to change, and your muscles relaxed. And occasionally, that transition misfires ever so slightly. And your brain interprets that shift as a loss of control and sends a quick signal to tighten things back up again. That's where you get that jolt from. It can feel like you're falling or tripping, or even like a sudden shock through the body. In most cases, it's completely harmless. And it tends to happen more when you're overtired or you're stressed about things or you're a little overstimulated with caffeines, maybe late in the day. So, not something dangerous, but it is a signal. Your body's telling you it's not settling as smoothly as it should. And like anything else in this world, the more often it happens, the more attention it deserves. Thank you, George, for that question. Let's get back to the topic of today. So, pain is information. Your body doesn't create pain to mess with you, it creates pain to communicate with you. Pain tells you when something is irritated, it's inflamed or injured or under any form of stress. But not all pain is the same. Different systems in the body produce different types of pain. And here's what most men get wrong: we treat all pain the same. Either we ignore it or we react to all of it like it's serious. Neither one of those is correct. Pain is not the problem. Misreading it is the problem. If you ignore the wrong pain, you delay something that needed attention. If you overreact to the wrong pain, you create unnecessary anxiety and fear, right? What actually protects you is knowing the difference between the two of them. And once you understand the categories under which pain fall, you start to recognize what your body's actually trying to tell you. So there's inflammatory pain. This is one of the most common types of pain, and it's the one that men over 40 recognize quickly. Inflammatory pain usually shows up as aching or deep soreness, stiffness, especially in the morning, swelling or warmth around a joint or muscle. This is your immune system responding to irritation or an injury. Conditions like tendonitis, muscle strains, arthritis, or overuse injuries fall into this category. And inflammatory pain tends to be worse after heavy activity. Stiff first thing in the morning and often eases up a little bit once you warm up. It's uncomfortable, but it's usually not dangerous. Your body is saying something is irritated. Give it time. Then there's mechanical pain. Mechanical pain comes from movement and structure. You have spent years on your feet, lifting, driving, or doing physical work. You felt this. Mechanical pain commonly shows up in the back, the neck, the shoulders, the knees. The key feature of mechanical pain is this: it changes with your position. It gets better when you shift how you're sitting or standing, and worse when you bend, twist, or load up. Mechanical pain often involves muscles, ligaments, discs, and joints. This is extremely common in men over 40, and it usually responds well to rest, mobility work, strengthening. But if mechanical pain is progressively getting worse or starting to limit your movements, that's the cue to have it evaluated. And then there's also nerve pain. We discussed this at length in episode number 11. Nerve pain is a completely different category and it feels very different. Men describe nerve pain as burning, electric, or sharp shooting sensations. There's tingling and numbness, pins and needles. This happens when a nerve becomes irritated or compressed. Examples are examples would include sciatica, pinched nerve in the neck, carpal tunnel syndrome. Unlike muscle pain, nerve pain travels. It follows a path down an arm or down a leg. When nerve symptoms begin causing weakness, loss of coordination, or persistent numbness, this is not something to push through. You should be assessed. And then there's also joint pain. Joint pain tends to feel deep and localized. You usually know exactly where it's coming from, and it often appears with stiffness or swelling. Reduced range of motion is common as well. The causes of this are generally arthritis, cartilage wear, inflammation inside a joint. Joint pain often worsens under load or with repetitive motion. If you've spent decades working physical jobs or playing sports, your joints remember that. Understanding joint pain early is how you prevent wear and tear from becoming permanent damage. And we can't forget cardiac pain. This is one category of pain that should never be pushed through. Here's what most men get wrong. Heart related pain doesn't always feel like it's sharp pain in the chest. In fact, often that's not how it presents at all. Cardiac pain more commonly feels like pressure or heaviness in the chest, squeezing or a tightness feeling, discomfort spreading into the jaw and the arm, in the neck and the back. And it may come with shortness of breath or sweating, nausea. Sometimes the signal isn't pain at all. It can also feel like unusual fatigue or pressure during activity. Men over 40 sometimes dismiss these signals as indigestion or like a pulled muscle or working too hard with their upper body. Don't do that. This isn't a push through it moment. This is a get evaluated immediately moment. Let me leave you with one principle that ties this all together. Your body doesn't create pain to punish you, it creates pain to protect you. The goal isn't to panic every time something hurts. Most pain isn't dangerous. The goal is to understand what signal you're receiving and to have enough self awareness to know when to act. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Men, we're all very good at pushing through discomfort. That's a strength. But wisdom isn't ignoring pain. Wisdom is knowing which signals matter. I'm Nurse Healy. I've been a registered nurse for over 30 years. I work frontline in occupational health. This here is the healing perspective. Take good care of yourself and your circle. And thank you for spending your time with me.